Hey everyone, Skyland's here bringing you another video review. Today we're going to be doing another Angel review. I kind of made it late, I'm sorry. With all the stuff happening with Transformers Animates, I neglected to do this exactly on the day that it came out, which is today for me, but it's going to be Sunday when I post this. So anyways, Angel After the Fall, Comic 8, First Night Part 3. Okay, let's just start off and let's talk about the stories individually. They start off with, oh, by the way, I got two covers. I couldn't help myself. I've been ordering them online most of the time, but I decided, I might as well go to the comic store and get them. So I got two covers. Anyway, start off with the Gwen story. Gwen is kind of just sitting on the beach, making out with some random guy. In the dialogue, Gwen's story is very uneventful, action-wise, but the dialogue really just reveals how things have been since she's been able to touch and to feel people, how she's enjoyed it, and that's really the first half is. And then suddenly the apocalypse happens. And somehow, some way, her lightning thing on the back, which I think it was called Lisa? Whatever it was, the thing on her back that keeps her from shooting people with lightning bolts whenever they touch her, shorted out, or it doesn't work in hell, or something like that. So she gets her lightning powers back. Excuse me. So she got her lightning powers back. And she accidentally killed the guy she was making out with because he went to go grab her arm. Oh no, she went to go grab his arm and she killed him. And throughout the whole story, she keeps on telling him when the apocalypse happens, there's better people for this job. You shouldn't go running out. I know guys that probably already on this job. Anyways, that is Gwen's story. And Gwen's story may not have been eventful as the other stories may have been, but the dialogue was definitely really good because it really shows what Gwen was feeling at the time and beforehand. The next story was the civilian story, which has this crazy guy out there, saying the end is near, and he's talking about the powers that be. So he must actually know something. He must not actually be one of those crazy people out there saying the end is near. He must be actually somehow in tune with the powers that be. And this girl here, the girl there who works at a movie stand, which, feeds him popcorn and hot dogs and all that stuff. And they argue and stuff, and finally the end happens, the apocalypse happens, and it fast forwards 2 weeks, and he's really upset because, even though he was right, the girl's gone, he's worried for her, and he has his sword and everything, it just shows him running off. Which, I didn't like this story too much. It would have been good if they actually made him into a new character. The one thing Buffy's definitely doing better than Angel is introducing new characters, mainly the Slayers, but Angel's just working with what they had so far, so it would be nice to introduce someone new, definitely if you're going to kill off someone else, or, to fill in the void other characters have had. Anyways, I wasn't too impressed by the civilian story, but what I've noticed with most of the First Night stories is 2 stories are fairly good, and then 1 story usually sucks major cost. And then on to the gun story, which is really what we were all looking for, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. The gun story starts off with him sitting there, and he's all bandaged up, and Vampire comes in, and basically, tries to talk to him and tells him to remember, and Gunn recounts what happens at the final battle, or the battle in the alley. And in the battle in the alley, they start to lose, and he gets hit in the eye, and he loses his eye, and it's really graphic and gory. So anyways, he's bleeding and all that shit, and he's like, are you alright, Gunn? And Gunn's like, we're losing. We're going to lose. And he says, no, Gunn, don't worry. We're going to win. And he said, I'll be right back. And it shows how Angel tamed the dragon, and apparently there was an ogre or an orc or something, an ogre, controlling the dragon. He killed the ogre, and he kind of went, hey, work with us. No, come on. And the dragon burned everyone, and their side started to win. Of course, this must be before Angel became human. Of course it was, because Angel got teleported. I'm sorry. But, and then Gunn gets abducted by this vampire, who apparently this vampire cult has, inner ties, so they know what's happening. I don't know. They must know that the apocalypse is going down, or they must know something about the big bad stuff that's happening. Because they take him away because they think he's a key essential tool. So he stops reminiscing, he realizes he's a vampire, and he kills the other vampire that turned him, and he took off all his bandages. His eye is back, but his scar is there. Basically, he opens up the curtain and he sees the apocalypse, and it kind of leaves you on a note. After the fall started with Spike, fighting the good fight, and then who was originally evil and then turned good, and then you have Gunn, who was originally good and now turned evil, fighting the bad fight. Gunn, I think, is still in very much denial at that point in the first night. Very much in denial that he's a vampire. But, whatever. My synopsis on the first night series, as good as it was to see individual character stories, I think cramming it all into one issue, 3 stories in one issue, was kind of a bad idea. If they did 2 stories in one issue, that would have been better. But, some of the stories were actually really good. Wesley's story was good, Spike's story was kind of good, Connor's was interesting, Gunn's was nice. I did like Gwen. It's just stuff like Kate's story and Lauren's story and the civilian stories weren't that great. And, Lauren's story was innovative and unique. It just wasn't eventful. He just walked around and then found Silver Lake or whatever the place is called. So overall, am I pleased with Comic 8? Yes, I am. I am pleased. Despite the one bad story in it, Comic 8 was good. And as much as I like the first night series, it's good to get back on track with the main story in Comic 9, which they showed you like a one-page preview, which was kind of hard. But Comic 9, I can't wait till it comes out. I was really anticipating this because I think this is the longest time between 2 issues, but whatever. Comic 9 is coming out, and they did preview the Spike After the Fall issue in this, so definitely go out, definitely pick up Comic 8. You won't be disappointed, at least not for the most part, and it'll be good to get back on track, won't it? Anyways, as always, the Angel After Fall series is great. Before I go, Transformers anime is out, so some of my reviews will be hurting, but Buffy reviews are going to be coming up soon. Just haven't been able to hit Buffy. I've been too focused on Angel, and Batman reviews will come up a little later. It's going to be more casual with them. But don't worry, the Batmans will be out. But anyways, that's just because the anime is out. When I'm done with Wave 1, I'm going to just thrust into other stuff. With the animated line, I'm going to do a video a day. I figured that would be the best thing to do. Anyways, I should probably end this. I'm probably running out of time. I can't see my timer. I'm just going to guess. So anyways, this is Skyline. Say peace out. Bye, Angel After the Fall. Comic number 8. See ya. Hey, I'm sorry. I forgot to say something. Before you go, yeah, I made a mistake in After the Fall Comic 7. Those guys that were beating up on the Slayers, those are actually gun vampires. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. First, when I do reviews, I usually read the comic one time, and then I read it again. And I read it real quickly one time so I could review it, because I had to do something. And when I read it again, I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, the fishes with guns. So the vampires must be guns vampires. And then it just confirmed even more in the, Comic 8. So, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Those are guns vampires. They're no big bad. There's no random new character. They were guns vampires. I apologize. So please, I beg for your forgiveness. But anyways, yes. Peace out. For real. Okay? For real.